That's a good confidence boost. But first of all, I want to go to a rougher track and get my bike set up. Nevis Range opens tomorrow, so we might be going there.
It's a science experiment today.
The settings I got yesterday, Taj shook his head. Why have you done this? And I was like, don't talk to me. Data said that I needed to turn that knob. And he was like, don't put that knob there. That's wrong.
Do you think it'll be a balance between like hearsay, feel, and numbers?
It's like, I think feel is valuable, data is valuable, but the watch doesn't lie.
Tell us the V10 secrets.
Is the feel right or is the data right? Well, actually, data is not right or wrong, it's just data.
It's just data.
It's just data. One of the things that data is allowing me to do is balance the front and back suspension. But then Taj did say, Taj at Fox, is balance front and back suspension actually faster? Which I thought was a very good point. But this will be the beginning of the process of finding out what's fast. Next episode 6, is just going to be 12 minutes of graphs.
How is it feeling?
Rough. The timing, first of all, wasn't working. I was trying to figure out how to set that up. So I wasn't even bothering with the data first few laps. Got the timing set up, did a timed run, and it was slow. And then I was like, right, well that's the end of the day, I best go collecting the timer cones. In terms of being productive today, the main thing we did was I did 5 full runs. Now I know how the timer works, I know how the data works. And now I can actually do more productive things at some point.
Yeah, so just walk me through what happened with the crash and then what happened afterwards.
Trail biking in Dunkeld. All I remember is going, right, I'll try this gap, and then waking up on the ground with everyone looking at me.
The next thing, just right where I'm standing, saying, stop, stop! Cathro's fallen, was there holding his neck.
Well, what's going on? And they were like, right, you were knocked out.
Police, ambulance, mountain rescue, organised the helicopter, coordinated with the police.
So weird and surreal. I was just on the ground, sore neck, with the boys looking after me.
And we got to here and we were knackered, and then we got the news that he needs to go further up. So we had to go up here, and he's so heavy. We were going up there, we went right the way to the end there, and then the guy came down on the winch. Tied him in, and then took him away, and he just started spinning.
So, just had a CAT scan on my neck.
He's got a break going through one part of one column, which identifies it as a stable fracture. What are called your facet joints on your vertebra, and these are what lock your vertebra in line. And Ben's got a break on a bit called your pars interarticularis. which is just a small kind of vertical structure that goes between the two facet joints on one side. The worry is if you don't heal a pars fracture properly, that you can end up with a spine that doesn't quite sit nice and straight.
Found a crack in my collarbone, and it's only a small crack, like I can still move my arm and everything, it's not too painful. And they found also a small crack in my C7 vertebrae.
Could have been way worse, to be honest, because enough force to break a vertebra is a serious amount of force. It's only broken across that one point. Broken across two, it could have been unstable, and at that point you're more likely to have cord involvement. And the C7, from there on you are quadriplegic.
Pretty scary sounding stuff, but yeah, prognosis is good.
I think we'll be happy that we've skimmed under the wire a little bit, and we'll make sure we respect it.
But anyway, I'm just happy. Everything's working. Wife's coming down to pick me up in a bit. So I've just been catching up on all the videos and stuff they've been sharing. It was a massive response. Pretty lucky to have friends like that and the kind of services like that in Scotland. So yeah, big thanks to all of them. But anyway, that's enough talking to run out of memory.
I feel great, to be honest. Probably 3 weeks post-injury. I'm actually quite pleased.
The reason you've stopped riding just now is because you have the broken neck. It's just as easy for you to have had the same degree of traumatic brain injury without the broken neck, and you'd just be back riding in that situation.
No, this is the worst my head's ever been. For 2 weeks of just feeling a bit of a wake-up call.
Take concussions a lot more seriously these days, because when I was growing up and mountain biking, it was almost like you would go to the hospital and you would come home and say, oh, it's just a concussion. It's good that we've made this amount of progress with it, and it is really starting to change.
You only really get kind of 1 or 2 shots at rehabbing your concussions properly, and beyond that point it becomes much harder to undo the damage done by coming back too soon. So we'll make sure that we don't have any quick springbacks too early, and make sure the brain's ready for it when it comes along.
I do joke a lot about that,
The thing with these recoveries is that you never really know if you've done it right, because things will just be normal, but you will know if you've done it wrong, and it's usually, unfortunately, a few years down the line.
For me, it's going to be a case of taking advice from medical professionals. You know, that this isn't my area of expertise at all. Between Ben and I, we need to basically speak to people like you and to say, you know, what's appropriate.
Our man Ewan's a doctor and a 4-cross racer. He's worked with some of the sport's top athletes helping treat their injuries, and he's kindly offered to help us with Ben's situation.
Well, unfortunately, he's probably got as many points in his symptom evaluation as he has UCI points now. So, so your balance isn't great, but it sounds like something that's an existing issue.
I can't balance unless I'm going fast.
I think that's something that would be good to work on, to be honest. We found out that Ben's kind of innate sense of where he is in 3D space is not the best.
What's that called?
It's called proprioception. It's pretty common with taller people. We want to see if raising your heart rate and stressing you is making it any worse, because if that's the case, then there's
It's concussion related.
that's concussion related. But if it's staying the same, even though we're stressing you a little bit, then we know it's probably just that baseline.
It's quite good when you can also walk the talk, you know. He's getting low.
Get low, get low.
Pistol on it.
To the window! To the wall!
To the wall.
Compression damping.
I need a steaming damper on my ankle.
Mode. So you need to train out that high.
Nice.
That's good.
Let me transport you to the scene. It was a Thursday evening, round about 6:30. Padge and Jules, the Fox World Cup technicians who live in Dunkeld and friends with, they were about to head away to EWS's. So we got a group of guys and gals, Dunkeld riding crew. We came up for a spin of this just to kind of say, see you later. Little did I know. So I can't remember everything. I don't remember the crash, which is really frustrating, because anytime anyone hurts themselves, the first thing I want to know is how did it happen. So we need to figure out how this happened. So we're going to get some CSI crash scene investigation on the go and see if we can figure things out.
This is where we found the body.
Looks like he came in at breakneck speed. This was it, gapping into there. So looking at it, looking at the kind of down there, I have a funny feeling the track looks like you jump aiming for that low point, but I'm sure there's actually a wiggle.
Just here there's a sort of ditch.
Like, I had no injuries to my hands, forearms or anything. It was head, like cut here, impact here and impact here. Nothing on my arms, which leads me to believe I've just gone like that and then just hit the ground. Nico Turner put out a video recently of Mark Scott riding here, and he does this jump and he lands on the edge of the grass.
See where I land? Threading the needle in there.
And his wheels go there, and I saw that and I was just like, that's what I did, except I just was a little bit further over. It was really bizarre because I felt like I came to and I was like, whoa, what's been going on? And then the guys were like, well, you've just been talking absolute pish for the last 20 minutes. I was like, have I? I've just woken up. And they're like, no, you've been awake for 20 minutes.
Whoa.
No memory. Brain reset. It's really funny, you just riding this track, I would never ever have thought there's a high risk. But it is those times when you're least expecting. It's always when you're least expecting. So we got to finish on a bright note here, so I'm almost going to be working on this rehab and doing a bit of training and everything. Just an x-ray to find out if that crack in my neck is healed. I do have a bulging disc and nerve pain in my shoulder I've got to try and work on to get better, but if we can get all this working, I might be racing the World Cup. I've just been awarded a GB jersey, a national jersey, to race the Marlborough World Cup in 2.5 weeks. So me and Max, we're heading out to Europe. We're hopefully going to stop at World Champs and do some videos there if we can get permissions. Stay tuned for that. That'll be coming on the Pinkbike YouTube. I hope it works. Fingers crossed, guys. I was in the hospital and they were like, you come in, they wheel you in, broken neck, and they're like, right, now can you feel this? Like, yeah. And they're like, don't move your head. Oh, sorry.